It's week 18 in the Premier League, and these matches were played between December the 16th and the 18th. And the early start took place at the King Power. Leicester 4 wins in a row, and Palace with a come-from-behind late victory over Watford in midweek. So a good game in prospect. And the first half belonged to Palace, and in particular the much criticised Christian Benteke after that missed penalty. Well, he was quick to punch home a header after anticipating an Albrighton cross, and then showed his strength on the break by out-muscling Maguire, and then a great layoff to Zaha, who clinically finished in the corner, with Schmeichel no chance. Palace 2 up early on. Leicester were a little bit off, but Palace played some great stuff in the first half. Into the second half, Leicester upped the pressure, had a goal ruled out for a push, and then Ndidi got a second yellow for a blatant dive. Well, that ended any hopes of a Fox's recovery. Benteke forced a great save from Schmeichel on 79, and then a breakaway saw Zaha push the ball to Sacco on the edge of the box, and he struck a delightful shot in off the post. Palace 3-0 and out of the bottom three for the first time this season. So at the Etihad, Spurs arrived promising to go for it. Well, there was little of that within the first 10 minutes, and on 14 minutes, Gundogan, unmarked, headed in from a corner, and City were on their way. On 24 minutes, City should have doubled the lead, Sterling hitting over from a few yards. Spurs finally got up the other end, and on 35 minutes, game was just wide with a sharp effort. So into the second half, and Spurs were more in the contest. But the challenges were getting feisty, and Kane got a yellow for a nasty challenge before forcing a great save from Ederson. Another awful challenge from Dele on De Bruyne should have brought a red card, but the Belgian reacted as he does best. He collected the ball just inside Spurs' half, marched on into the penalty area and hit a ferocious shot that whistled past Lloris. And a couple of minutes later he was at it again, this time brought down in the box. But Jesus missed the spot kick. However, it meant for little, as on 80 minutes Sane, causing havoc on the left, set up Sterling, who tapped in for 3-0. Sterling added a second on 90 minutes, and Spurs got a late consolation from Eriksen, but they left licking their wounds. City 16 straight wins, absolutely remarkable. To the Bet365, with Stoke sliding down the table and West Ham improving under Moyes. First chance to Stoke when Shawcross hit a post. But from that, West Ham got the ball, broke down the left, and Lanzini falling in the box as Peters went to challenge him. Referee said penalty. On replay, it was clearly a dive. Noble, he was quick to take the gift and made no mistake with the penalty. From there on, the game belongs to Arnautovic, who left Stoke in the summer for West Ham. The crowd were on his back right from the off. He missed a couple of chances, then hit the woodwork twice, but finally got his goal after a clever internet change, and that was 2-0. Sacco added a third a few minutes from time to pour on the misery for Mark Hughes. Moyes, buoyant. Okay, off to Vicarage Road then, where Huddersfield were the visitors. Their form has been wretched away from home, and Watford's recent form has been pretty bad too. Anyway, the Terriers got off to a quick start and made the early running, and a mix-up from a corner enabled Kachunka to put them 1-up after 6 minutes. It looked offside, but the goal stood. Moy doubled the lead after some more abysmal defending, and a few minutes later things got worse for Watford when a lunge from Captain Deeney led to a straight red. Into the second half, and Huddersfield continued to play neat football, and it led to Depotre making it 3-0, with again a big question mark about the effort of some of the Watford defenders. A few minutes later, though, they had a chance, and Decore scored to reduce the arrears. By that stage, the referee had levelled up the player count, sending off the Terriers' captain Hogg for a second yellow. So it was 3-1, but a comeback was never on the cards, and Decore became the villain just before full time, giving away another pen, which was neatly converted by Moy. Wagner was overjoyed, but Marcus Silva not happy at that offside first goal. Chelsea entertained Southampton at the Bridge, and the first quarter was pretty even. The pace quickened after that, and Forster had to be on his toes. And then Pedro hit a post, and as the half-time approached, a free kick was well struck by Alonso around the wall, with Forster looking slow to react. Anyway, Chelsea were 1-up at the break. After that break, Hazard had a goal disallowed, and Austin had an effort dealt with comfortably by Courtois, and the game ended 1-0 to Chelsea. Next up, Arsenal at home to Newcastle at the Emirates. Typically, Arsenal had the possession, and on 23 minutes, Ozil, with a delightful volley, put the Gunners 1-up. The first half, Newcastle were offered very little in attack. Into the second half, a rare chance from Ritchie was battered away by Cech. Arsenal looking for that second goal, but to no avail. And Perez nearly grabbed the point for the Magpies, but his header went wide. Arsenal 1-0. Wiltshire, very impressive. So to Turf Moor, where Brighton were the visitors. And the visitors started brightly and had an early effort from Murray. Knockhard was also lively and hit a post, and he forced Bardsley to clear off the line to keep Brighton out. Then Murray tumbled over in the box. Ref said penalty. Up jumps Murray, and he misses. Into the second half, and Burnley were more involved in the contest. But Knockhard still had another good effort, but just missed the left-hand post. Burnley's chances were limited to Wood's chip that the goalkeeper spotted early. So it ended goalless. So to Sunday's fixtures, and Man United went to the Hawthorns needing a win to avoid going further behind rival City. And Albion still looking for their first goal under new boss Pardew. The first 20 minutes were pretty uneventful. No shots on target for either side. Then on the left, Rashford neatly made some space, great cross, and Lukaku rose above the defence and hit a great header into the top left-hand corner. It was identical to the goal he scored against Bournemouth in the week, and his celebration, or lack of it, was identical to the one on Wednesday as well. After that, United became more in control, and Matic was bossing the middle of the park, and he started the move that led to the ball coming to Lingard. His shot had a big ricochet, and it flew in the goal. leaving Foster with absolutely no chance. So that was it, 2-0 at the break. Okay, United came out in the second half and containment was what they were into. But Pardew had different ideas and he freshened things up. He put Barry on at half-time and later he put on Brunt. Now Brunt came on the left and started sending in crosses which started to unsettle the United's defence, and they actually allowed Albion to get back in it when Parry prodding home a free kick from a few yards after a mix-up in the defence. Well, Albion really went for it after that, and United were very happy to hear the final whistle. United win it 2-1. Mourinho, well, he looked miserable throughout the whole affair. His emotion didn't change. 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, all at the final whistle. So then to the Vitality Stadium in Liverpool, hoping there's not a repeat of what happened there last year when Bournemouth came from 3-1 down to steal the match 4-3 in injury time. Anyway, Liverpool started on the front foot, dominating possession, and an early free kick by Coutinho hit the upright. Then shortly after that, the Brazilian wizard collected the ball just inside Bournemouth's half and weaved his way through the defence and then slotted the ball into the right-hand corner. That was the first of others to come. Not long after that, Lovren was up from the corner, unmarked, and danced in to head in the second for number 2. Bournemouth were quickly looking a beaten side. Up sparked Foe, though, and he was unlucky hitting a post. However, things would get worse for the Cherries, as Salah, with a typical move cutting in from the wing, blasted the ball into the corner. So it was 3-0 at the break. Second half, Liverpool continued their dominance, and Firmino got a fourth from a header on 66. Another great assist from Coutinho. No wonder that Barcelona want him. So it finished 4-0. Klopp was in fine form in interview. Poor old Howe, though, looked very, very unhappy. And Bournemouth are now in the bottom 3. So to the final match of the round, and it was at Goodison Park. The visitors were bottom club Swansea. And they started well and took the lead from Leroy Fair. However, they didn't stay in front for long. Quickly after, Everton got a penalty, up stepped Rooney, but amazingly he missed. The ball was saved, parried out, but fortunately Calvert-Lewin followed up and hit in the rebound, so 1 each. Into the second half, and the Goodison crowd were treated to a fantastic goal from Sigurdsson, one of his specialities from 30 yards outside the area. It flew in the top right-hand corner, and 2-1 to Everton. They then got another penalty, and guess what? He stands strong. Up he stepped, Rooney we're talking about, and drilled it into the left-hand corner. 3-1, game over, and Allardyce's Midas touch continues. More doom and gloom for Swansea and Paul Clement. So that's your wrap-up. It's as it was at the top and at the bottom. Goal of the week, that opener from Coutinho. What a wizard he is. That's your lot.